here after one half. Everybody, welcome back to the halftime show. Ernie Johnson, Shaq, Kenny Smith. Boston found themselves in a close game in the first. Nothing seemed to give way on either side of the scoring column as they wrapped up the period all knotted up. The second quarter was dead even in terms of their scoring output from both teams, and they still find themselves in a good position at the half. Kenny, what's your take on Boston so far?
Well, you expect the home team to take care of business, and they have. They didn't play flawlessly, but they held their own. Now we get to see the true test in the second half.
Shaq, what'd you think about the Pistons?
Their shooting rhythm was off, under 40%. Some of that was shot selection, some of it was the defense stepping up. My guess is we'll see some significant changes as things get going in the second half. Increasing off-the-ball activity, making the extra pass, and trying to get better looks.
And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about to get underway. Kevin Harlan has the call.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first two quarters. Nice game. Great performance by Brandon Jennings.
I know we've said this many times before, but what a great first half. Just an offensive juggernaut.
And, you know, in the end, I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about what a great second half he had, guys. I mean, he can usually keep it going for all four quarters.
Here are the Celtics with the ball. Just a bit of an up and down year for the Pistons last season. Had some long winning streaks and some long losing streaks for first-year head coach Stan Van Gundy.
Yeah, Kevin, some would say it was addition by subtraction because they really went on that big run after they released Josh Smith. 7 straight wins for them at one point, and they also did have some giant lulls.
Bradley and Turner filling out the perimeter. David Lee is out there with Zeller, and it's Smart in at the 1 spot. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. Here's Jennings after the made shot from Evan Turner. Here's Caldwell Pope. Five to shoot. Drummond a screen from downtown. Second chance shot. Count it. And he'll have a chance for a three-point play. That one on Turner.
Just a grinder, always doing the dirty work on the offensive glass, and that's one of the things he brings to the table.
And, you know, those giant lulls were a big part of the Pistons' season. I mean, their biggest losing streak was 13 straight losses, and a lot of that you attribute to their defense.
And the Pistons also went into a slump after they traded for Reggie Jackson. 1-9 after the trade deadline. That they would end the season on a better note, but truly they were streaky last season.
Now here's Bradley, and there's the 3-second violation.
And you can tolerate gaffes like that sometimes, but in a close game, man, I tell you what, that really hurts.
Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. Jennings with the ball. He's got 12. He dishes it to Ilyasova. For the lead, Zeller grabs the board. Zeller's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Bradley passes to Zeller. Smart kicks to Lee. Goes up the baseline. Rebound by Ilyasova.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Ilyasova, screen on Bradley. Jennings kicks to Ilyasova. Shot's good. Jennings making the play. Jennings has got 3 assists tonight.
Great opportunity right there. He's got such tremendous length. He can just rise up and get separation for the 3.
Now here's Bradley. He has 5. Back to Zeller. Banked in off the glass. Zeller's got 8 points. For Detroit, they've gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Caldwell Pope kicks to Jennings. Drummond sets the screen for Jennings. The feed to Caldwell Pope. The rebound by the Celtics. Smart's got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
Well, it's just been one of those kind of games for him.
Here's Bradley. Good on the 3-point shot. Bradley's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
Guys, they've had a solid start to the second half offensively. Gotten good looks, and they've made 3 out of 4 of them.
Marcus Smart was drafted to the Celtics as their future point guard. He came in with a lot of work to do and a skill set that people really liked. But his first season, Clark, was a roller coaster.
Yeah, it really was. He was an off guard in high school and in his first year of college as well. Really only played full-time at the point the year before he was drafted.
Detroit making a switch here. Jackson's checked in. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the 3rd quarter.
And for Smart, though, he still has a lot of work to do on his ball handling and passing. His shooting, I think, exceeded some people's expectations. 37% from the field last year was subpar, but his 34% accuracy from 3 was solid. He finally started going straight up on his jumper instead of leaning in, and his release looked money.
Detroit's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Now Jackson. Pass to Ilyasova. There's the dish to Drummond. Clock at 6. And the call will be against David Lee. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the 3rd quarter.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down, try to get some easy ones.
And it's Turner off the drive. Can't get it to go. And Detroit the other way now. And here's Jackson. Feeds it to Ilyasova. 5 on the clock. Lee with the steal. And Turner with a clear path to the rack. And he misses the fast break layup.
This touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Jackson has the open look. No good. And they can't put an end to this drought. The Celtics with the lead. Now here's Smart. Kicks to Bradley. Boston, no good that time either.
He's not necessarily a strong inside presence, but he needs to polish those chances off.
Johnson kicks to Jackson. To tie. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play.
Shot's good.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it look easy that time.
Amir Johnson's checked in for Lee. Detroit shooting their 4th attempt at the free throw line right here. And they now lead as the free throw drops for him. The Boston Celtics figured to be near the bottom of the league last year. In many ways, they outperformed a lot of people's expectations.
And by no means were they a contender at any point, but they very well could be ahead of themselves in terms of the rebuilding process.
And with the Celtics being a surprise threat near the end of last season, even their losses were close games.
To back up your point about the Celtics being in close games, I mean, their point differential on the year was less than where you would expect it to be for a team that made the playoffs. I mean, it really gives you an idea of how many close games they played.
It's been a strong night for Zeller. He has 8 points, and he's tacked on a couple of blocks today, too.
And they've been important to the team. Even if it's only a couple, it's helped them establish a defensive presence inside.
Second free throw, no good.
Usually free throws are a formality for him. I didn't expect that result when he stepped up there.
And Detroit with a 32-50 record last season. They didn't have any help from the schedule. They had a total of 22 back-to-back series on the year, tied for most in the league.
Now here's Smart. After the miss from Stanley Johnson, Zeller dishes to Turner. Johnson with a screen on Johnson. 6 to shoot. Outside Bradley. Lets the three fly. And good on the basket. Book it. Bradley's got 6 here in this quarter. Greg, as you just said, the Pistons had a ton of back-to-back games. 44 were part of their back-to-backs, over half their schedule. Clark, they went 15 and 29 in those games.
And that's part of the reason why the NBA wanted to examine the schedule. I mean, it was a tough year for the Pistons. It's hard to get any momentum when you're playing that many back-to-backs.
Marcus Morris is checked in for Detroit. And Boston has possession. The lead is 2. Here's Smart, picked by Zeller. Smart kicks to Bradley. And the shot's good after hitting off the rim. Bradley's got the lead up to 4 now for the Celtics. Jackson with it. He's got 7. Drummond a screen. It's Jackson with the drive. And again, it's the Pistons missing.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
Right side Bradley. Morris with the rebound. Pistons trail by 4. Dishes it to Jackson. Drummond with a screen on Bradley. Here's Jackson. And Drummond kicks to Caldwell Pope. Shot clock at 6. Back to Drummond. Makes the bucket. Now he's got 5 field goals, 5 for 8 in the game.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
Picked by Zeller. Smart kicks to Bradley. In the corner, Smart with it. Step back shot, and the shot is good. Smart's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And that's a great piece of work to get to the hoop there. Just tore the D to shreds.
Morris passes to Drummond. Morris a screen. And Caldwell Pope now atop the key. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Bradley kicks to Johnson. Baseline jumper. A nice shot by Zeller. And now a 6-point Celtic lead.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the lead.
Drummond a screen. Jackson drives in. And Andre Drummond, the bucket on the assist by Jackson. Jackson's got assist number 5 here tonight.
And guys, Reggie Jackson was at the end of a yo-yo last season. He starts at Oklahoma for an injured Westbrook. Westbrook comes back, sends Jackson to the bench. Then Oklahoma sends Jackson to Detroit, where he fills in for another injured starter in Brandon Jennings for the rest of the year.
Pistons, Aaron Baines comes in for Andre Drummond. And it's Jody Meeks in for Ilyasova. Celtics leading by 4. Now getting back to Jackson, he showed several times last season that he has that starter ability. The Thunder knew they wouldn't have the money to re-sign him, Clark, in free agency, so they traded him to avoid losing him for nothing.
Yeah, and that's a good move. And with the Pistons, Jackson finished the season strong, while the Thunder, without Jackson or Durant's contributions, missed the playoffs for the first time in years.
Here's Meeks after the basket by Boston. Caldwell Pope dishes to Jackson. 6 to shoot. Outside, Meeks. The rebound by the Celtics.
They've done their part here to run down a lot of missed shots. A solid rebounding effort.
Yeah, energy has been the difference, and they're fighting for every loose ball and giving as good as they get on the inside.
Pistons trail by 6. Got a piece of it. Crowder with the steal. Outside Thomas. Sullinger the screen. Lets it go from 14. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. Detroit's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Jackson kicks to Baines. The Pistons working the ball around now. That's good. Morris has got his second basket of the night.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from inside the paint area.
There's got to be a wall of defense when it comes to attacking the paint. Plain and simple.
Now, here's Thomas. Fires from deep. Shot by Crowder, no good. The drive by Jackson. Here's Meeks. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
And Jody Meeks last season, coming off the best effort of his career the year before, signed a big contract with the Pistons. They thought he'd be their designated three-point shooter. Instead, he missed the first 22 games with a back injury and just never really got in sync.
Now for Jody Meeks, we were just talking about with Greg last year, Clark. He did have a game where he rained 9 three-pointers on Orlando, just 1 short of the Pistons' all-time record.
Well, it's all about rhythm for him. I tell you where he finally found some rhythm last month of the season. I mean, he shot 57% from the field and 44% from behind the arc. Well, so far for Coach Brad Stevens, the Celtics have had nothing but praise for their outstanding young coach. No surprise for those of us who know Brad. The team is really moving ahead in the rebuilding process, and he gets a lot of the credit for that. Even though he isn't having the best of games from the floor, it hasn't seemed to hurt him.
Here's Baines. Can't tie it up as that one misses. Boston's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Outside Thomas. To the middle. Here's Olynyk. That's in there. Thomas with the assist. And part of the reason why the Celtics are ahead of schedule in the rebuild is because of Coach Brad Stevens. He has everyone on the same page.
You know what? You talk around the league about Coach Stevens, and other coaches are just astounded by his work ethic. People around the league think he's already a top coach and could be one of the greats by the time he's done if he stays at the professional level.
Count it, and the Celtic lead has been cut to just 1 point on the basket from Caldwell Pope.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
Thomas, good.
They haven't been as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. They're playing smart with the lead. I like that. They're being very selective and deliberate in their offense. That's a good strategy when you're on top.
Out to Morris. And another 3 for Detroit.
Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one off.
There's 42 seconds left to play in the third. Here's Olynyk. Rebound, Detroit. Morris has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Outside Jennings for the lead. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Old school D right there, just telling them no easy layups. It's as simple as that. and that's what you expect from them.
Pistons have hit half their free throws in this one, going 3 of 6 so far.
Yeah, they're up towards the bottom of the league there. Last season, they only shot about 70%.
And that just has to improve, guys. I mean, the free throw shooting is something that has to get better. You're immediately putting yourself at a disadvantage when you shoot that poorly from the line.
He's off on the first. Lee's checked in for the Celtics. And Detroit with a change here, too. Johnson, he's checked in for Caldwell Pope. And the free throw is good, now leading by 1.
Yeah, that's a big miss right there. Now only a 1-point lead.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Sullinger a screen on Jennings. Thomas passes to Sullinger. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
Aaron Bates. That's his first personal foul.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And he shot 74 from the line a season ago.
At the line with 1 shot.
Free throw good from Sullinger.
And if they're smart, they can hold it for the last shot.
To me, that's got to be the target. Make sure you manage the clock effectively so you do get the last shot.
Morris a screen. It's Jennings with the drive, and he gets the shot to fall after coming off the pick. Jennings has got it all tied up now for Detroit.
How about the screen that frees him up, though, for the jumper?
Third quarter comes to a close, and a battle brings it to a tie. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our fourth quarter coming up next. All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. Detroit with the ball. And Detroit looking at who they've got. Jennings and Meeks in the backcourt. Marcus Morris is out there with Johnson. And it's Drummond in at the center filling out the middle. It's out of bounds. They are saying it was last touched by Lee. Detroit's gone 6 of 14 with the 3 ball tonight, just a little over 40%. Ilyasova sets a screen for Jennings, just 5 on the clock. Ilyasova can't hit. Ilyasova's gone 2 for 7, struggling a bit. Now Thomas. And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. It goes on Brandon Jennings.
And guys, as much as Isaiah Thomas can help you on offense, at times he can hurt you on the defensive side. Immediately posted up by whomever he's guarding, you have to give help. And, of course, that leaves your defense vulnerable, particularly on the weak side and controlling that defensive backboard.
Greg, you're talking about Isaiah Thomas before. Certainly his short stature limits him on Clark, the defensive side.
Yeah, but you know what? He doesn't rack up a ton of steals, given his instincts and quickness. I think he really focuses on making his impact at the offensive end.
Both free throws good from Isaiah Thomas.
And Isaiah Thomas, traded last season from Phoenix over to Boston, seemed to be a matter of fit and not production as to why they moved him. Wow, the fans are really getting their money's worth tonight. What an entertaining ball game.
Up to this point, Greg, it's been almost impossible to separate these teams. I think this one's going to be close all the way.
Now here's Bradley. And Zeller kicks to Turner. Passes it to Bradley. Lee sets a screen for Bradley. Shoots from the elbow. It's tipped. And here we go. The Pistons fast break. Jennings leading the charge. The three. But they'll get another chance. And Drummond kicks to Meeks. The feed to Johnson. About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. The drive by Jennings. And it's off the back rim. No good. Greg, you were talking about Isaiah Thomas. He had no love lost for the Suns in their first meeting. He took them apart, Clark, on the floor. Remember that game? Stared them down as he was hitting shots. Looked at that bench, man. He had a big chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, and you know, most guys that are a little undersized and have battled doubters all their careers bring that kind of edge anyway. You throw in the fact that he was disappointed how the trade unfolded. He was amped up and ready for that return visit.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg.
Here's Drummond. Isaiah Thomas making his last shot. Can't get it to fall.
Oh, excellent interior D to force the miss.
His defensive ability is a big factor. I mean, there's no denying that.
Now here's Turner. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. And now it's a 4-point Celtic lead.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Here's Meeks. Here's Drummond. Up and in on the layup.
Well, they were sleeping on defense. The defense really didn't do its job. I mean, a little slow to react to the ball getting into the paint. That's costly.
And at this stage of a tight game, the tired legs really start to show. A defense becomes vulnerable if you can continue to pound it inside.
Here's Turner. After the made shot from Andre Drummond, Turner dishes to Thomas. And he's good on the three ball. And the Celtics lead by 5.
And he's shaking off that slow start, giving them a boost here in the second.
Drummond the screen. The drive by Jennings knocks it loose. And here is Thomas. It's Bradley on the wing. Pick by Zeller. Off the screen. Johnson with the block. Jennings with the ball. Now Thomas defending. Drummond with a screen on Thomas. The drive by Jennings. Here's Drummond, and he goes in for the dunk.
And Kevin, the knack for the offensive rebound are a big part of what makes this guy special.
Not to mention, Greg, his ability to finish with strength, just like that.
Yeah, he's an invaluable asset for them to have. No question about it.
Shot by Zeller, no good. Pistons trail by 3. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist. Meeks got 4 points now in the quarter.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass. And guys, Brandon Jennings last season looked like he was finally becoming more efficient. He shot at the upper range of his career field goal percentage from 3 and the free throw line. And then suddenly the Achilles ended his season at 41 games played. Really unfortunate.
Go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Thank you, Kevin. Brad Stevens had some words for his team over the break. He told them, "This is it, fellas. Let's hit them right out of this timeout. Put some pressure on them. Show them how much you want it. Let's go get it." Guys, he's really exhorting them to give them a burst of energy.
Smart's checked in for Boston. Now here's Lee. Pick by Zeller. Zeller setting the pick for Brandon. Craps in the tray. Bradley's got 11 in the second half. Getting back to Jennings last season really did start out as one of his best. Not just the improvement, Clark, in accuracy. His turnovers per game were at a career low.
Yeah, that's what we have to watch out for with Jennings. I mean, he's still only 26 years old, Kevin. Now, plenty of time to continue to refine and hone his game. I think his best basketball is in front of him.
And the Celtics with possession here, following the three by Detroit. Zeller, a screen on Jackson. Smart passes to Lee. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. And the Celtics lead by 3.
The entire defense was frozen-footed. Nobody picked up the shooter, Kevin.
Jackson kicks to Drummond. Johnson outside. Back to Drummond. Outside Jackson. Over in the corner, Caldwell Pope. Zeller grabs the board. Zeller's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Smart with the ball, and it's Johnson picking him up. Now here's Smart, out a lot of room. To the paint, out to Turner. Shot clock at 5. Steps back and fires. And that one comes up a bit short. Johnson goes in. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second despite being down.
That's exactly when you need to be aggressive, Greg. You know that. I mean, another good job, though, of drawing contact and getting to the free throw line.
Shooting 2. Shooting 2.
First free throw is good. And both free throws good for Johnson. And Boston has possession. They lead by 1. Smart kicks to Lee. In the corner, Bradley with it. Picked by Lee. Bradley dishes to Lee. Rebound, Detroit.
Well, I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good. Boston's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. And Turner kicks to Smart. Outside Bradley. Zeller setting the pick for Bradley. Lee outside. Lets it go from 14. And it falls over the rim and in. 12 points for Tyler Zeller.
And that's what you want to see. Good, fundamental, sound basketball with the bounce pass.
Left side Jackson. Here's Drummond. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. And guys, Andre Drummond has made quite an impression in the early stages of his career. Clark, you were just talking about that. Greg, I don't think anyone felt he would have such an impact this fast.
Yeah, I mean, he's already a mountain of a man among boys. I mean, it's hard to believe when you look at this guy out there. He's only 22 years old.
That free throw missing.
Going back to Andre Drummond, some say there aren't any true centers entering the NBA these days. But I look at Andre, I look at DeMarcus Cousins, Joel Embiid, Karl Anthony Towns, and I think to myself, what are these people talking about?
And he's good on the second.
And talking about Andre Drummond, I remember when he fell to number 9 on draft day. All sorts of experts were making excuses as to why. But even then, there was this eerie feeling that some teams had made a huge mistake in passing on him. And that feeling turned out to be correct.
Now here's Johnson after the miss from Tyler Zeller. The game now all time. And that's now 6 points for Johnson. Now here's Smart, guarded by Jackson. Drummond a screen. Jackson drives in to take the lead. Another three for Detroit.
Defenders need to recognize and be alert to staying on him as we get into crunch time.
Now here's Bradley. Picked by Zeller. Bradley kicks to Zeller. And it's sent back by Drummond. And they'll keep possession. Rebounded by Jackson. Jackson's got 11 rebounds in the game. Johnson can't get it to go. Celtics trail by 3. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points. It's been a good one for Bradley. 16 points, and the three-pointers have been dropping for him. He's got 3 of them.
And you know what, Clark? If you continue to shoot the way he is, he may have to become more of an integral part of their offensive scheme.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. He hits one and misses one, each at the line.
They're digging their own hole here, throwing dirt on themselves. They haven't been nearly as efficient from the line as they were in the first half, and that can be self-destructive.
To the left wing, here's Caldwell Pope. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Now here's Smart, guarded by Jackson. Zeller, a screen on Drummond. Stolen by Jackson. Lays it in off the breakaway. And the Pistons lead by 4.
This is what you love, guys. Superb defense. A great steal, and just like that, they add 2 points to this narrow lead.
Yeah, but you just can't afford to give up plays like that at this time in a ball game.
Now here's Smart. Zeller setting the pick for Smart. Good D by Drummond.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Johnson, the pass to Ilyasova. A fadeaway. And off the front iron, and in it goes. And it's a 6-point Piston lead.
He's been a different guy here in the second half. His shooting percentage far better than it was before the break.
Outside Bradley. He feeds it to Smart. Lee, a screen on Jackson. Now here's Smart, guarded by Jackson. 6 on the shot clock. Smart with the ball. Jackson on him. It's good, and the Piston lead is cut down now to just 4 in the basket from Smart.
Here we go, Boston. Now coming onto the court are your Celtics dancers. Give it up.
1:37 left in the fourth. And the basket by Jackson.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run.
Andre Drummond with a strong contribution so far in this one.
He's on fire. And they needed to put their heads together to figure out how to get the ball out of his hand.
Bradley dishes to Zeller. Drops it in from 11 feet. Zeller's got 4 points now in the quarter. Here's Jackson. Drummond a screen. Jackson kicks to Drummond. The kick out to Ilyasova. Off target with his three.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Better to be lucky than good sometimes. Fortunately, they didn't get burned on that one.
So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Pistons.
Fantastic passing. We saw it in the first half, and it's carried over here in the second.
Well, it's been a super performance from beyond the arc, too. I mean, they've been raining in those threes.
And he does get the second one. And that narrows the lead down to just 3.
By missing one of those, that leaves them needing a 3 to tie it up. Not the ideal situation.
Jackson drives in. That's good. Jackson's got 9 points now in just the second half.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Yeah, high percentage shots are what they are getting in terms of the attempts, and that's just not going to get it done. They've got to figure it out.
Now here's Smart. Unloads from 13. Can't get it to go. Some solid defense there from Jackson. And an intentional foul right there. And the Celtics making a change here. Thomas is checked in. Brandon Jennings, he's checked in for Detroit. There's 38 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. And an intentional foul right there.
He's really giving them fits. They just can't find an answer for Drummond. He's got 18 rebounds and 1 rejection in this game, too.
It wasn't a good one. Really, one of their highlights of the game defensively.
Second free throw, no good that time. He really wanted that one. Outside Thomas. He kicks it to Bradley. Screen by Lee. Back to Thomas. Again, the miss by the Celtics. And so they foul intentionally.
That's his first personal foul. Shooting for Boston, Brandon Jennings. 2 shots.
He hits the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And so he drops them both. It's an 8-point game. There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Offensive rebound. Takes a three. Laces one from three. 7 seconds left to play here in the fourth. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
That's his second personal foul. At the line for the Celtics, Brandon Jennings. 2 shots.
All right, now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He drops the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 7-point game. Here's Thomas. Zeller with it. Turner. Misses there. And so the Pistons take the win. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, Clark Kellogg, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you next time.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Many thanks, Kevin. So now we move on to our Jordan Player of the Game, Reggie Jackson.
Well, he showed us just how good he can be when he's at the top of his game. And the building was stunned. You saw people leaving early, throwing popcorn, throwing hot dogs, spilling soda. He put on a CSDP, a crowd shut-down performance. Man, that's what I'm talking about, Ernie.
Listen up, everybody. Reggie Jackson, he can bring it. He's got a lot of skills. He can pass, he can dribble, he can shoot. And tonight, he brought them all. He's a dangerous player when he's focused and locked in.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.